All right, what's up? Today I'm going to be ranking UFC champs by the tier list in 2024. And yeah, let's get right into it. The 125-pound champ, the flyweight champ, Alexandre Pantoja. Now, this dude, not the best champion, I'm going to be honest. Arguably lost his last fight. And when he does win, he just smudge grapples his way to a decision victory. Maybe a submission if he's lucky. But, you know. So yeah, he's going straight into the D tier because honestly, the last fight I'm excited for is to watch a fight of his. Like it's just not the. I'm not clamoring to see a Alessandro Pantoja fight. I'm gonna be honest. I'd probably rather watch like a soap opera or something. Anyways, moving on to bantamweight, we got Sean O'Malley, the pipsqueak himself. The 135-pound champ with the clown hair. He's gonna be fighting Marab and coming in a week or so. I do think he's going to smoke Marab, but as a champion, he's got beat Aljo to get the belt, and then he defended against Marlon Vera, and he smoked Marlon Vera. I'm not sure how that knee he hit Vera with didn't put him into the shadow realm, if I'm being honest, because that knee was insane. But as a champ, O'Malley, he's a decent champ. He's not the best on the mic, and he's struggling to sell tickets for the Sphere. That's obvious. So maybe we'll put him in the B tier. Very good striker. Probably one of the best strikers in the UFC, but not the most exciting. Well, his fight style is very exciting, but on the mic, not the most exciting. Ilia Topuria. So this guy, I like him as a fighter, but man, whenever he first got the belt and he was talking about how he wasn't going to fight any of the Max Holloways or the guys who have been in the division for a long time, he's talking about how he's going to wait for a Connor fight and that, oh, like no one's going to beat me. Like, dude, I get it, you're good, but let's not be delusional. You have to fight the next best guy in the division, which he is, Max Holloway. But yeah, for Ilia Topuria, mm, he's really good, but he hasn't even defended his belt yet. He won the belt quite a while back, and he's not scheduled to fight to the end of the year against Max. UFC 308, I believe. I'm gonna put him in the C tier, not because of his skills, but because of his like attitude. I think this dude has like 2 or 3 fights left in the UFC, and we'll probably see him retire. So, but whenever he is gonna fight, I am excited to see it because yeah, he's got a dangerous style, good boxing, can knock anybody out. So yeah, pretty good fighter. Next up for lightweight, we got Islam Makhachev, the current pound for pound fighter in the world. Number one pound for pound fighter in the world. Makhachev is a really good champion. He has a funny personality. He has the skills. He beat Volk twice. He submitted the Submission King, and then he just submitted Dustin Poirier. Like, he's really good. The only thing that holds him back is that he doesn't fight enough. He fights 1 to 2 times a year, but when he does fight, it's extremely exciting, and most of the time he will get a finish. I'm going to put Makhachev in the A tier just because of he finishes nearly everybody he fights, and he's one of the best fighters in the world, if not the best. He's the number one pound for pound fighter. Unless you ask Dana White, that's John Jones, because Dana White just continues to go on a glazing tour about John Jones for whatever reason. But yeah, that's besides the point. Makhachev, one of the best fighters ever in the lightweight division. I'd argue he's the lightweight GOAT. Definitely with one more title defense, he surpasses Khabib for lightweight GOAT status because, I don't know, he's just fun to watch. Every time there's an Islam Makhachev fight, there's just like an aura around it. Like, I get super excited to watch that because I'm like, man, you never know what's going to happen. And he's probably going to submit the guy. So, yeah. Next up for welterweight, we got probably my least favorite champion ever, Belal Muhammad. This dude couldn't finish a wet paper bag if he tried. Like this dude, oh my god, he has no power, no submission threat whatsoever. Does that mean he's a bad fighter? No, he's just extremely boring to watch. Who do you know that's like, man, I can't wait for a Belal Muhammad fight? Absolutely nobody. Belal Muhammad is just not the most entertaining fighter. He's on what, an 11 fight unbeaten streak. He just beat Leon Edwards, but Leon looked like he was falling asleep in the cage. So is that really that surprising? But yeah, he is the champion. He's just so boring. Like I'm gonna have to put him in the D tier because he's boring. He has no finishing ability. He has like what 3 or 4 finishes on his whole record, maybe one finish in the UFC. Like, dude, it's just boring. I mean, even when he knocked out Sean Brady, TKO'd him. He had to hit him like 50 times standing up for it to get called off because the dude just has pillow hands, absolute pillow hands, and he's just not fun to watch. Um, so yeah, I do think whenever he fights Shavkat, he gets smoked by whatever way Shavkat wants because Bilal's 36 and yeah, he's obviously on the sauce. So, but yeah, I'll leave it at that. D tier for Belal, just because not very skilled. Well, skilled, but not very threatening. Not very fun to watch. So yeah. To middleweight, Dricus DuPlessis. Now, Dricus just beat Adesanya, which was very satisfying to watch, because Adesanya typically hitter patters to a decision against everybody he fights, but not with Dricus. He got choked out. Dricus is very exciting. He tries to finish the fight every time, which I do respect. I love a champion that tries to finish fights. I hate whenever people coast to decisions and just like win a boring snooze fest over 5 rounds, and then they wonder why they don't have any fans. So Dricus, I'm gonna put him in the A tier just because he's so exciting. He's beaten Whitaker, he's beaten Strickland, now he's beaten Adesanya. Like, he's just going on a tear. Just overall, an amazing champion so far, and he's remains humble and respectful in victory or defeat. Well, we don't know about defeat because he hasn't lost in the UFC yet, but very humble. He could have chose to trash talk Adesanya, but he didn't. But it was nice to see him smoke Adesanya. Well, not smoke, but like choke him out. That was very nice to see. So yeah, Dricus in the A tier. I do think if he fights Strickland again, he will beat him. I think maybe he won't finish him, but I think it'll be more dominant than last time. But yeah, Dricus in the A tier. Next up, Alex Pereira. Oh boy. The light heavyweight boogeyman, finishing everybody. Finish Yuri twice. Finish the most delusional fighter now, Jamal Hill. Jamal Hill's these days is just going on a tangent and making excuses on why he lost to Alex, which is hilarious. There's like whole montages on YouTube of him coping. But yeah, Alex, extremely exciting. Only lost to Adesanya in the UFC, which is, I would say, is because he was cutting down the middleweight, had no chin, obviously. But at light heavyweight, unless Magomed Ankalaev can grapple him to a win, I don't see anybody beating him on the feet. I think he's going to smoke Roundtree. I think he's very exciting. He finishes his fights, very skilled. He's also getting up there in age. He's 37, so who knows how much longer he has at the top. But I'm going to put him in the S tier just because he's exciting. He finishes fights. He fights often, which is missing from a lot of fighters. He fights very often. Like every 3 months, you're going to see Alex Pereira fighting someone. So that's always a plus. And I'd love to see him go up to heavyweight one day, but now he's talking about going back down to middleweight to fight Dricus, so that's a bit annoying. But yeah, beat Roundtree, beat Ankalaev, and then we can go from there, buddy. But yeah, you're in the S tier because you're just that good. Oh boy, here we go. John Jones. Oh my gosh, the worst champion by far in the UFC right now. Not because of his skills. Obviously, he's skilled, but because of how bad he's ducking Tom Aspinall. Like, Tom Aspinall is just John Jones's daddy right now, basically. And John Jones is like, I don't need to fight Aspinall. What is Aspinall going to do for my resume? I've been beating world champions for 15 years. Like, bro, we get it. You've been around forever. You've been beating people. But fighting a 42-year-old Stipe isn't impressive. No one wants to see that. I mean, dude, fight Aspinall, and if you beat him, then you can retire, and you'd have the most respect. He's the interim champion of your division, who has defended his title before you have, by the way. You haven't fought in over a year and a half, and it's just embarrassing. Like, John Jones, what is he doing? Like, besides getting in trouble with the law every 2 months. John Jones, ducking Tom Aspinall, not fighting, just easy D tier. Like, John Jones just talking all smacks online, talking about fighting Stipe. Like, he's become a Twitter warrior more so than the UFC fighter, and he's doing everything except for fighting Tom Aspinall. So D tier for John Jones, just for ducking, very obviously. Speaking of the man himself, Tom Aspinall. Okay, the man, the myth, the legend. Tom Aspinall, he is amazing. Shortest average fight time in UFC history. Defended the interim belt. Shouldn't have had to, but he defended the interim belt. He's supposed to fight John Jones for the undisputed belt, but John Jones is ducking him, is obviously knows he's going to get beat. So he's like, yeah, let's fight a 42-year-old Stipe. But yeah, Tom Aspinall just smoked Curtis Blades. He smoked Sergey Pavlovich in a minute. I mean, he's smoking everybody in a minute. It's crazy that he's lowering his fight time every time he fights. So Tom Aspinall is an easy S tier just because of how dangerous he is, how exciting he is to watch. Like if you watch a Tom Aspinall fight, you know there's going to be a finish. You just know it. He fights with such a aura around him. Like you just know, don't blink whenever Tom Aspinall fights because it could be over. But yeah, I hope that we get the John Jones and Tom Aspinall fights before Jones retires because man, I just want to see Aspinall smoke Jones. Because Jones, I don't know, man. I never really liked Jones. Call me a hater, but he's skilled. But who has John Jones beat that's relevant in the last like 5, 6 years aside from Cyril Gahn? And Cyril Gahn looks like he shit his pants when they fought. So yeah, John Jones is the only fighter I know that can hold a belt without defending for a year and a half. And Dana White's just going on this glazing tour, as I said. John Jones, pound for pound, #1, best fighter in the world. Like, no, dude, he's not. He never will be because he doesn't fight. If John Jones fought and he beat Tom Aspinall, he'd be forever the pound for pound #1 until however long he wanted. But he doesn't. He just ducks. So yeah, D tier all day long. So as I said, Tom Aspinall is John Jones' daddy, which is why we got Aspinall in the S tier and John Jones in the D tier. But yeah, that's it for this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. This is my opinion on where to rank the current UFC champs in a tier list. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching.